What if there's a window in your retirement where you could potentially save $50,000 or more in taxes, but once it closes, you can never get it back? The problem is that most couples are so focused on finally being able to relax that the last thing they're thinking about when they retire is their tax strategy, and they miss the opportunity completely. I'm going to show you exactly what this window of opportunity is, when it happens, and 3 strategies to take advantage of it before it's too late. The window typically starts when you stop working and closes when certain retirement benefits kick in. We call this the tax valley of opportunity. Think of it like a valley between 2 mountains. Your working years on one side, and when all your retirement benefits have kicked in, on the other. Down in that valley is where you can make moves that could save you a fortune, but only if you know what to look for. So what exactly creates this tax valley of opportunity? When you're working, you might be in the 22 or 24% tax bracket from your salary. But when you retire, that earned income stops. If you're not yet taking Social Security and you're not required to take money from your retirement accounts, your taxable income could drop significantly. The valley typically runs from when you retire until Social Security kicks in. But even after you start Social Security, you may still have some opportunity until required minimum distributions begin at age 75. Here's an example. Let's say you retire at 62. You might delay Social Security until 67 to get a higher benefit. During those 5 years, your income could be much lower than you were working. Maybe you drop from the 24% bracket down to the 12% or even the 10%. But here's what happens next. Once you start Social Security, some of that becomes taxable. Then at 75, you're forced to start taking money out of your retirement accounts, whether you need it or not. Your income and your tax bracket could jump right back up to 22 or 24%. That's why this window is so powerful, but also why timing matters so much. You're literally sitting in a lower tax bracket with the flexibility to make strategic moves, but only temporarily. Here's the simplest thing you can do to take advantage of this opportunity. The simplest strategy is just take money out of your traditional IRA or 401k while you're in this lower tax bracket. Many people don't touch their IRA or 401k until they're forced to take it at age 75. But if you're sitting in the 12% tax bracket instead of your former 24% bracket, it might make sense to take some money out now on your terms. Here's how this might work for you. Let's say you need $50,000 a year to cover your expenses. Instead of pulling that from your other accounts and waiting to be forced to take distributions later, you could withdraw it from your IRA or 401k while you're in the 12% bracket. You'd pay 12% in taxes now instead of potentially 22% or 24% when RMDs kick in at 75. On $50,000, that's the difference between paying $6,000 in taxes versus $11,000 or $12,000, a potential savings of $5,000 to $6,000 every single year. Instead of just waiting and hoping, you're taking control of when and how much tax you pay. This can be a solid way to save on taxes. But what if we could multiply these savings and turn them into something even bigger? But here's an even more powerful strategy that can grow your tax savings. And this is where the tax valley can get really powerful. Roth conversions. Let's start with how your retirement accounts work. With a traditional account, you don't pay taxes when you put money in, but you pay taxes when you take the money out. You're just kicking the tax bill down the road. A Roth conversion lets you stop kicking that can. You take money from your traditional account, pay the taxes on it now while you're in a lower tax bracket, and put it in a Roth account where it never gets taxed again. Think of it like this. You can pay taxes on the seed now or pay taxes on the entire harvest later. Which would you rather do? Here's how this might work for you. Remember that $50,000 we talked about withdrawing? Instead of just taking it out, you could convert it to a Roth. You'd still pay that $6,000 in taxes today, but from that moment forward, that money grows completely tax-free. But what if that money doubled or even tripled throughout your retirement? Now you've turned that $5,000 of tax savings into $10,000 or even $20,000 of savings. All because you paid taxes on the seed instead of the harvest. The key is you're taking advantage of being in a lower tax bracket right now, a discount that won't last forever. Now, there's only one more opportunity that's available in this limited time, And it's one that many people don't know exists. Most people think when you sell a stock for more than what you paid, you always owe taxes on the profit. But here's what many people don't know. If your income is low enough during these tax valley years, you can sell those investments and pay zero taxes on the profit, 0%. Here's how this might work for you. Let's say you bought Amazon stock years ago for $50,000, and now it's worth $250,000. That's $200,000 in profit. During your tax valley years, you could sell $50,000 worth of that stock each year for 4 years. You'd pay zero taxes on that profit, nothing. If you waited and sold that same stock later when your income is higher, you might pay 15 or 20% in taxes. On $200,000 in profit, that could be $30,000 to $40,000 in taxes that you completely avoided. You could take that money and put it into something else, or just keep it for your retirement expenses. Either way, you've locked in that profit without giving the government a cut. But once your income goes back up, that 0% window closes forever. This is why the tax value opportunity is so time sensitive. Once it's gone forever. Let me recap what we've covered, because understanding these 4 things could potentially save you tens of thousands in taxes. The tax value of opportunity is that window when your income drops after you stop working, but before Social Security and required minimum distributions kick in. You're literally sitting in a lower tax bracket with the flexibility to make strategic moves. This isn't just about saving a few dollars. After seeing the examples we walked through today, you can see how this could easily potentially save you $40,000 or $50,000 in taxes, and it may be way more than that. But the keyword is potentially, because this window doesn't last forever. It typically starts when you retire and can last until you start Social Security, with some opportunities remaining until required minimum distributions begin at age 75. For many people, this might be a 5 to 10 year window. And last, the 3 ways to take advantage of it. You can withdraw your money from traditional accounts at potentially lower tax rates. You can convert money to a Roth and pay taxes on the seed instead of the harvest. And you can sell investments and potentially pay 0 taxes on the profit. If this helped you learn how to keep more of your hard-earned savings, subscribe for more content like this. We make videos covering tons of different ways to help you live your dream retirement. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.